Warning: the following are 12 zodiacal stories inspired by the arrangement of the planets in the tropical zodiacal constellation system. This is astrology.
Why the fuck are you listening to someone looking at symbols? Literally, are you fucking stupid? Okay, so there's this terrible fucking oppressive force. Passive aggressive, literally zigzagging through the universe. Like there's this behavior and you're encountering it. There's no way around it. You're gonna encounter fucking behavior. So what do? Well, the thing that I'm seeing is that you tap into the truth of the moment. And that means that you realize that every fucking thing that's happening in the entire universe is constantly shifting and changing. So tune in to right the fuck now, and then move into the direction of what needs to happen.
Bro, chill out. It's gonna be fine. Talk to a friend and you'll get on just fine. Taurus is a thing that's really kind of simple. Though now we're talking to the other folks instead of eating chocolate.
And that's okay, 'cause we've gotta share. Sex with myself is not as fun as with consenting adults. It is more fun with multiple people.
Venus is in charge of Taurus. Venus is in Gemini. There's a lot of mutual perception going on. We'll get more into that in the next incarnation. But for now, this mercurial kind of energy is pretty strong. So there's this thinking, analytical, communicative energy exchange that's happening. So yeah, I thought, let's just cool off a bit, you know? Do the things that we know that are good for us, like drink water, clear water, of course, clean water, and have a little massage, you know? Get some barefoot time. When you look as good as I do, you know, you can get some sun too. Oh wait, maybe you could get sun even if you don't look as good as me, because Rome wasn't built in a day now, was it? Just marvel at this.
I can't take really much credit for it. All the structures in the universe that made this possible.
I didn't design that. I'm so unaware of most of the subatomic principles happening, but yeah, I hope you guys are good. Taurus is just kind of chatty, and I have to connect with some people. That's what I'm seeing. And that may not be the easiest thing for you to do. Maybe there is that big desire though, because the dragon's there too, so let's do some connection.
Just to kind of clear some things up, my name is Caleb Aaron, or Caleb Aaron, and I'm an astrologer, so you can chat with me if you ever want to. Hey, when we discuss the constellation Gemini, we need to find where Mercury's placed, and it's back in Taurus. So there's actually kind of like a slowing down energy happening in Gemini, just because Taurus is pretty steady as far as an influence. Delicious opportunity to think about what we're eating, really get down to the fundamental animal basics for being a human. Because Venus is bringing her connective, beauty to Gemini, I would say this is a good time to really think about your presentation. How do you smell? How do you taste? What is the vibe of your kind of physical day-to-day ritual? Visually, am I maximizing? Auditorially, am I speaking in a way that's making it so that people can really understand me? Because if you're whispering, it's hard to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So definitely give yourself permission to really improve upon and add some aesthetic little beauty to kind of your presentation. You know, fine tune and savor the simple things. Do you like it? If so, definitely let me know. You want to talk to me? Don't touch me! I don't want to talk about it. So many things have happened to me that are not fair. If I can't have my way, fuck all of you. That's fundamentally what's happening. Grow up. Grow up. That's the only option. You have to grow up. You have to integrate. There's no other choice. Think about why things happen. Use your intuition to come up with an idea for why even the worst of the worst things happen to you. There is a reason, and you should meditate with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. And deal with things like obesity. Obesity is a real thing that Western medicine has decided is not healthy for the body. There's all different types of beauty and there's all different types of body sizes that are healthy, but the term obesity exists for a reason. Deal with it. It's just such a lovely time to be alive, isn't it? Even though, yes, there's some troubled stuff going on in the heavens, and we do have to deal with it. We do have to deal with it. But it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Because I only get to live this life one time, you see? And this energy of difficulty, I'm gonna work through it. Let's do it. It's something that allows me the opportunity to rise above. And when I fail, and I fail, and I fail, and I fail, I get better. I get better. Because you see, I'm not gonna worry about stuff that's not inside my wheelhouse. I really gotta focus on my stuff. So when other stuff's going on that's maybe not in alignment with my best vision, I do need to check myself. I do need to check myself because it doesn't all revolve around me, but I am in this body, in this family, in this society. So I definitely can't just pretend that that's not existent. You know what I mean? So yeah. Hope you guys are good. Hi. Like Gemini, Virgo is experiencing the steadiness of Taurus right now, which is really cool. That ever-moving mercurial mind that's always trying to solve problems and come up with ideas, and in the case of Virgo, really solutions to, material existing phenomena that are causing maybe a little bit of tension or dissatisfaction or non-workability. We've got a chance to kind of simplify. The part of your brain that's interested in keeping you safe and discovering food sources is being bombarded with a ton of color on your phone. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just saying that your animal vehicle is absolutely hardwired to the brightly saturated. Your biological vehicle is very much hardwired to be aware of the new, and just make sure that your posture's good when you're consuming media at the very least. If you're gonna do it, make sure that you're consciously choosing how you're consuming it. That should be a good place to begin. I hope you guys are doing well. My, how are you doing? It is so good to hear from you. Right now, because Venus is in Gemini, I'm sensing that it's such a good time just to kind of restate the obvious. I know you know what to do. Chase your desires. Chase your desires. Just to kind of really quickly recap, the Sun is in charge of Leo, right? The Moon is in charge of Cancer. Both of those are in Aries, which bows down to Mars in Cancer. Goes back to the Moon. So that's sort of that section. But then Venus, on the other hand, rules Taurus and Libra, and Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So we've got this mercurial Venusian signature for the other groups of signs we've discussed so far. Is this too much? Is it is this too much, or is this... Yeah. Life's a bitch and then you die. Yeah, I've got to let go of this. It's old hat. At least I feel alive in the process. I do. When someone's really angry, but I'm connected to them, I don't mind it so much. I'll move on. It just means they care. Yep, pretty much it.
Essentially, what I'm getting is that we are macro, micro. what am I saying by that? I'm saying that like what you do affects me via the butterfly effect. Do you know what I'm saying? So while I know that the things that I want to achieve don't exist without the fundamental contradictory nature of like this political consumeristic system, like I'm still gonna try and get what I want out of it. Like sometimes I think the individualism is kind of shallow. That doesn't mean you're shallow, but like a lot of the things that you might be going for need to be reevaluated just to make sure they're in maximum alignment with your most beneficent self. There's a real momentum right now, and there's so many different individuals. You gotta remember that, and I know that may take a little bit of the wind out of your sails in the short term, but if you can really do some deep diving work, you might be able to figure out precisely the things that are most achievable now, which you can then build upon. So there's a simplification that's in order because Mars in Cancer is kind of gnarly. So just take a few weeks to kind of simplify. Your massive dreams are so welcome and they're needed, but at the same time, chill the fuck out.
We're gonna make this quick because I need to exercise my body in order to remain attractive enough to have some sort of visual appeal. There's so much bullshit in the system I'm aware of, but like, if the shoe fits. People are often visually attracted to people that have really well-maintained bodies. You can see that on social media. I think my body is well maintained. I understand that I'm sort of walking the parameters of masculine and feminine, but hopefully the next generation is going to be a little more kind to someone like me. I don't know if that's the case, but you know, the data suggests that more non-binary things are on the rise. So yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I give a shit what pronouns you use for me, but yeah, I need exercise. The idea of things merging together and boundaries becoming unclear is really prevalent in the neighboring constellation, and given that Saturn is in that sign, Aquarius will probably more so than other signs be bowing down to it because Aquarius is the eternal boner killer. So no offense to Aquarius energy, but Saturn is the material realm's boundaries and the limitations and the restrictions. So it's almost technical. It's very much oriented towards what has proven to succeed in the past. There is a degree of ingenuity, but it isn't exactly the point of creativity. It's the point of maintaining structures that were at one point creative. Death being the example that I'd like to first give. So what I would like to say in order to welcome Pisces to the stage is live your best death. The dreamy, humanitarian, artistic significations are like even more prevalent, but of course it bows down to Jupiter, which is also in Aries. But at this point, I think the Pisces is just sort of like, yep, that's what's happening. It's a little bit more like Scorpio and Cancer. The porousness is so palpable. But again, there's just so many of us. I don't understand why anyone would want to be a human. I don't understand why a parent would like decide to have a kid. Like I get it, it's an immersive experience, but yeah, why would you bring another soul into this current? It's so selfish, it's so egotistical. I'm gonna be missing a little bit whenever Mars goes into Leo, because then there's gonna be so much less like bullshit that I'm allowed to talk about, because it just wouldn't be appropriate. But yeah, this Mars in Cancer is kind of monopolizing a lot of the light of the heavens at the moment. That's all right. Everything changes. I hope you guys are having a sexy day. I like working with individuals. I'm allegedly an individual, but I don't know who I'd be without you. Remember, light, love, and the snake's bite.